Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Taylor.
General and Mrs. Griffith, General and Mrs. Webster, General and Mrs. Spiegel, Mrs. Pellick, men and women of the 81st Training Wing, and most of all, men and women of the 81st Support Group. It's a pleasure to be back. I want to begin my remarks today by thanking those of you that were involved in making this glorious day possible, everyone who came out and practiced for this parade. You're a sharp bunch of Marines, sailors, soldiers, and airmen out there. You honor Colonel Gesh and I by your presence, and I want to tell you it is very, very much appreciated. Just 11 short months ago, Mary and I stood in Marina Park, and we accepted the fond farewell of a grateful support group. We couldn't have imagined in 1,000 years that we'd be back taking command of this phenomenal organization. We're extremely pleased to be back, and we look forward to the opportunity of this command. Now, I want to tell you, I have a little bit of fear and trepidation in my heart at taking over this organization, and I'll tell you why. Right here in this reviewing stand are two of the very many giants that preceded me in this job, Colonel Jay Simpson and most recently, Colonel Wolf Gesh. Both these gentlemen, mentors to me, both taught me an incredible amount about leadership and officership and everything I know about how to run a support group. I thank them for their leadership, but I need to tell you, I ask myself every day if I'm going to be able to rise to the heights that they have been able to rise to with your assistance in the 81st Support Group. If you look at my bio, sometime when you need a little sleep, you'll note that this is my 6th opportunity to take command of airmen. That's pretty unusual in the Air Force, that you have that many times to take command. And I can tell you, as they say, command is the best job in the Air Force. But standing here at this lectern today, I'm reminded of the first unit I took command of, Detachment 20, 30th Weather Squadron, just 10 miles from the demilitarized zone in South Korea. 25 Air Force airmen amongst 15,000 Army soldiers in the 2nd Infantry Division. In that command, I relieved a captain. I took command from a captain who had been relieved of command for incompetence, for negligence, and for illegal activity. He was later court-martialed. The airmen were sleeping on the floor. They had no furniture in their dorm rooms. The mission was not being accomplished. The unit was in a shambles. And there was a lot of challenge taking over that unit, but in many ways not the challenge that I'll have today, because every single thing I did at Detachment 20, 30th Weather Squadron made the unit better. I had no way to go but up. And looking today, here I am at the 81st Support Group supporting the 81st Training Wing, which just 2 years ago won the AETC Facility Excellence Evaluation. This year was a runner-up in the Commander-in-Chief's Facility or Installation Excellence Competition. A string of awards, individual, unit, flight, at every level in the Air Force. An astounding group of squadrons, as Colonel Guest just mentioned, and General Spiegel just mentioned, the outstanding unit awards that were just presented as streamers on your guidons. And I have to ask myself, how can you top that? The 81st Support Group is at a crest of a wave, and my challenge is to keep that wave from breaking, and in fact to keep that wave to continue growing. But more than most commanders before me, I know the troops, the airmen of the 81st Support Group. In fact, I know most of you personally because I just left 11 months ago, and it seems like you're all still here. And I know what you are capable of, I know your abilities, and I know what you are capable of accomplishing. And so I put my fears to rest, because we are headed up. The sky is the limit. There's nothing too great for the 81st Support Group, and I look forward to the challenge. General Spiegel, I want to thank you and Colonel Gesh for anything you had to do in the mysterious process of selecting and assigning support group commanders, of getting Mary and I back to Keesler Air Force Base. It's a challenge and an opportunity I take very, very seriously, and a responsibility I take very, very seriously. We look forward to the challenge, and I think we're up to it. My vision is to make and continue Keesler as a great place to train, live, work, and play. Thanks very much for the opportunity.